Everything you see, from the stars above to the chair you're sitting on, is made of just 12 fundamental building blocks. 6 tiny particles called quarks and 6 called leptons. Think of them as the Lego bricks of reality. But Lego bricks don't move on their own. They need invisible rules that make them connect, interact, and dance. Those rules are the 4 fundamental forces of nature, the invisible engines of the universe. Imagine you're in a kitchen. You mix ingredients, flour, sugar, and water. But what really turns them into a cake is heat. Without heat, nothing binds. In the same way, the universe has 4 heats or forces that make matter stick and move. The strong force. It's the ultimate glue, holding the protons and neutrons together inside the nucleus of every atom. The weak force. It's the spark behind certain types of radioactivity, allowing particles to change form, the same process that powers the sun. Electromagnetism. The artist of the universe, responsible for electricity, magnetism, and the light that lets us see. Gravity, the gentle but powerful pull that keeps our feet on Earth and holds planets in orbit around the sun. Together, they're like 4 musicians playing in perfect harmony, different instruments, one grand cosmic song. Here's where it gets truly mind-bending. Physicists believe that in the beginning, before the universe was even a second old, all 4 forces were one single unified force. To imagine that, we travel back to the beginning of time. This is called the Planck epoch, the very first measurable instant after the Big Bang, around 10 to the power negative 43 seconds. That's a decimal point followed by 42 zeros, and then a 1. At that moment, the universe was smaller than a proton, but contained everything that would ever exist. The temperature was around 10 to the power 31 degrees Celsius, and the energy was roughly 10 to the power 19 giga-electron volts, far beyond anything our particle accelerators can reach. Then came the first split. Gravity separated from the rest, the first note in the universe's symphony. Between 10 to the power negative 43 seconds and 10 to the power negative 35 seconds, the other 3 forces, the strong, the weak, and electromagnetism, were still united. This period is called the Grand Unified Epoch. But then, something changed. At around 10 to the power negative 34 seconds, the strong force broke away from the others. This separation may have triggered cosmic inflation, when the universe expanded faster than the speed of light, growing from smaller than an atom to the size of a galaxy in an instant. A bit later, at 10 to the power negative 12 seconds, the electroweak force, which combined the weak force and electromagnetism, split apart as well. Now all 4 forces were distinct. At this time, the universe's temperature cooled to around 10 to the power 15 degrees Celsius, and its energy dropped to about 100 giga-electron volts, the same energy used to create the Higgs boson at the Large Hadron Collider. Now, let's step beyond established physics into imagination. Suppose there are 3 deeper forces beneath everything we just described. We'll call them HDBR3, short for the higher dimension force, the balancing force, and the retrieving force. Think of HDBR3 as the backstage crew of the cosmic theater. We see the actors, the 4 known forces, but behind the curtain, these 3 hidden forces control the lighting, the timing, and the stage itself. Imagine that reality is like a perfect straight line, calm, smooth, and endless. Then, one day, a tiny ripple appears, a vibration that doesn't change the line's geometry, but projects into another dimension, forming what we can call the ISW crystal, the seed of universes. In this picture, HDBR3 sits outside the line, before it begins and after it ends. It is both the artist and the canvas, both the dreamer and the dream. The higher dimension force is like imagination itself. Through entanglement, it sends ripples across dimensions, triggering that first vibration. Then, through scaling and projection, multiple universes could come into being, each one a reflection of that original wave. Now, imagine a musical keyboard with 12 notes. Each note represents a kind of energy quality. We'll call this the HDBR12 key. The balancing force plays 7 of the 12 notes. It's the melody that keeps harmony. The higher dimension force plays 3 notes, adding depth, mystery, and resonance. The retrieving force plays 2 notes, the rhythm of creation and return, comparable to the spin in quantum mechanics. Think of a playground swing. When you push it forward, that's creation. When it swings back, that's retrieval. The retrieving force brings things back to their original state. It's like the universe's undo button, operating through the creation and annihilation of space and time. The balancing force, on the other hand, doesn't necessarily return things to where they were. It finds the middle ground through resonance. It's like tuning a guitar string until it vibrates at the perfect note. So while one restores, the other harmonizes. Together, they keep the universe from falling out of tune. When the higher dimension, balancing, and retrieving forces act together, they form a complete operation, HDBR3 in harmony. Imagine the universe as a painting. The higher dimension force stretches the canvas and adds depth. The balancing force perfects the composition, keeping light and shadow in equilibrium. The retrieving force restores the original design when it begins to distort. Together, they produce the ultimate creative system, a universe that breathes, oscillates, and evolves. From the smallest quark to the largest galaxy, everything is part of one ongoing performance, a cosmic symphony that began with a single ripple in an unseen dimension. Whether you call it the Big Bang or the Big Defreeze, it all started with vibration, harmony, and resonance. Perhaps the universe is not a machine at all. Perhaps it's a song, and we are part of its melody.